In today's video we will see how Juventus managed to beat Inter Milan, identifying Allegri's favorite weapon and the best thing he did in the match.
Inter Milan build up against Juventus pressure. Juventus closes the middle with great intensity to surround Hakan, Mkhitaryan and Barella, forcing Inter to turn to the sides. Inzaghi relied on targeting Dzeko through direct passing, as Acerbi does here. Dzeko received the ball and passes to Lautaro, but Martinez passed the ball away from Dumfries. Acerbi passes a 2-on-1 to free third man Dimarco, who is on the run from behind Fagioli. Dimarco sets off to receive and then targets Dzeko with a pass. Dzeko passes to the arrivals between the lines Varela and Lautaro Martinez, but Locatelli quickly returned and cut the ball. Let's watch the chances missed by Inter Milan. One gameplay switch from the Skriniar to the left. Dimarco receives the ball inside and runs away from Cuadrado. Dimarco shoots but the ball hits the Juventus defense. Direct pass from Mkhitaryan. Barella and Dumfries are attacking the empty space behind Kostic and Sandro. Barella crosses. Dumfries misses Inter's most dangerous chance of the game. Shooting was one of the solutions that Inzaghi was looking for. Hakan shot from a very long distance into the keeper's hand. Dumfries shot but in the hands of the goalkeeper. Hakan was again in the second half, but Szczesny saved it brilliantly. While there are 3 more shots from inside the penalty area. Lautaro Martinez next to the left post. Acerbi and Sandro tackle it. Hakan and Danilo block it. Fixed ball chance. Dimarco plays corner. On the near post were Acerbi and Lautaro Martinez. Lautaro plays it backwards. Dzeko hits it with his head, but the ball goes past the post. While Inter managed to make counterattacks after false passes from Juventus players. Kostic, with a wrong decision that caused Juventus to lose possession, plays to Milik, who is surrounded by 4 Inter players inside the penalty area instead of passing for Cuadrado. The ball arrives at Onana. Onana plays it fast to Mkhitaryan. Juventus lost 7 players behind the ball for advancing in the offensive position. Mkhitaryan shoots the ball and Inter are in an attacking position 3 against 3. Dzeko plays the cross but Brema covers up. Another play, Rodrygo mistakes the pass and causes Juventus to lose possession. Ball arrives at Correa and he passes it behind Sandro. Lautaro Martinez hits the ball, and in return Szczesny responds. We move to Juventus to find out how Allegri managed to escape the pressure of Inter Milan. What was the attacking ideas and the most dangerous weapon offensively? And is it Allegri's favorite weapon? Juventus had a hard time progressing with the ball from the penalty area, especially when Inter pressed man-to-man. On the other hand, Allegri's Juventus tried to get out by playing direct balls to Milik, progressing with the second ball through by Rodrygo's, Marit's, and Fagioli's movement. But Hakan stopped the attack. But over time Inter Milan retreated back to their side of the pitch due to Juventus pressure. Here Juventus relied on beating Inter's pressure by switching from one side to the other. Example 1, Brema escapes the pressure of Inter 5-3-2 by switching to the right. Cuadrado passes to the moving Locatelli, who called for the ball. Locatelli makes switch again for Sandro. Sandro goes up with the ball. Note Cuadrado want to switch a play again. But Sandro's pass was weak and it was in favor of Mkhitaryan. Example 2. Inter presses from the left side, taking into account the man-to-man control over the Juventus central quad. Locatelli switched the play to Sandro. Sandro gets on the ball and Cuadrado asks him to switch again to take advantage of 2 vs 1 with Fagioli against Dimarco. But Sandro go backwards. Brema switched the play to Cuadrado. But the time Sandro wasted on the ball allowed Inter to close the middle of the field and allowed Dimarco to pressure Cuadrado. Example 3. Juventus and the build-up in the second half. Sandro passes at Marit. Dumfries was watching Kostic, so Marit looked for a deep pass from Sandro, who escaped with space from behind Barella. Sandro went off and passed the ball to Kostic. The attack ended with a corner kick. Kostic moved slowly before executing the corner to allow Danilo to arrive from outside the box to attack the near post. Rodrygo is on the roster to draw the attention of Inter players. Danilo managed to escape from De Vries and arrived just in time with a left-footed shot. But the referee cancelled the goal because Danilo touched the ball. Why Juventus failed to create more attacks than Inter in the first half? The first reason, Inter Milan was very good at keeping Juventus away from dangerous areas by defending with close lines and moving in the ball area to create numerical superiority and isolate passing options from the ball carrier. The second reason, Juventus had only one attacking idea in the first half during the possession, playing direct passes. Example 1. Melik tries to attract De Vries to the middle to free up space. Cuadrado has the ball. Rodrygo attacks the center behind Melik. But De Vries stood back and did not gravitate behind Melik. Let the ball finally go in Inter's favor. Example 2. Melik goes out to the middle and De Vries repeats his positive attitude of not following him. Fagoli plays the ball at the back of Inter's defense to Moretti. But Moretti could not reach it before Dumfries and Skriniar. While Juventus' most dangerous attacks in the first half were not from open play, but rather offensive transformations. Example 1. Inter loses the ball after a direct pass from Dumfries deep to Dzeko. Bremer cuts the ball and decides to go with it to the Inter's field. Passes to Milik. Milik plays it at Fagioli. Fagioli waits for Cuadrado to come up and then passes the ball to him. Cuadrado goes deep. Moretti receives the ball and passes to the left. Kostic does a cross. Who attacks the box with Malik? He is the Brazilian monster Gilson Bremer. But in the end the ball hit the net from the outside. Example 2. A throw-in for Inter is played by DeMarco between Juventus lines. Locatelli cuts the ball and Juventus turns straight to exploit the space behind the rise of Dumfries and Barella. Kostic goes off with the ball. He reaches the last third and shoots, but it was far. The start of the second half. Danilo plays a direct ball. Moretti receives the ball between the lines and passes it on the right end. Fagioli advances and plays a cross. Rodrygo with attacking roles by penetrating the box with Melik. But in the end Rodrygo's header was over the goal. Juventus started the second half with high pressure to prevent Inter from building attacks and forcing them to play long balls. Onana plays a longitudinal ball, which went Juve's defense, which always creates numerical superiority at the back. Counter-attack equals Allegri's preferred attacking weapon. The start of the first goal was an offensive shift for Juventus after an Inter corner. Kostic escapes from Barella. Notice the rise of Juventus with 5 players along the width of the field, which is mastering the spread in the 5-pass paths. Kostic sets his sights on Rodrygo. Kostic assists with a back pass. Rodrygo from one touch scores with his weak foot. What is the best thing Allegri has done in managing the match? It is the decision to continue to press high even after the lead, to reduce the possession of Inter Milan on the ball. Then Juventus came back to defend with all their players and continued their counter-attack. Sandro clears the ball. Chiesa puts pressure on Inter defense. Acerbi accidentally missed the pass on Moretti. Moretti steps up and Juventus transforms quickly. Moretti plays towards the right end. Fagioli delivers the magic and switches with a brilliant pass that goes from right to left. Kostic receives the ball and shoots. But the ball hit the left post. Even the second goal started from the counter-attack. Dzeko towards the empty space behind Sandro. But Bremer with another interception. The ball arrives at Di Maria. Di Maria cleverly passes to the left and notice the numerical superiority of Juve 2 against 1. Kostic receives the pass and Chiesa moves diagonally to attract the defense with him. Kostic controls the ball well even after the arrival of Bellanova. Kostic lifts his eye to wait for the next one from behind. Pick the best pass decision at Fagioli. Fagioli shoots and scores the second goal. In the end, Juventus Allegri won for exploiting the counter-attack in the best possible way, while on the other hand Inter Milan failed to score at least a goal in the first half after many chances. As usual in football, whoever misses opportunities receive them. Thank you for watching and wish you support the video by liking it, leaving your opinion in the comments, subscribing to the channel and activating the alerts bell to stay in touch and wait for more. Goodbye.